Hello everyone, good day. We all know that information technology is a broad term that involves the use of technology to communicate, transfer data, and process information. But do you know that this meaning does not imply into early information technology in the past years? After all, there have been already computing devices for very long time that may be different from our modern gadgets, devices, and technology we are often using in our daily lives. So what are you waiting for? Let us now start to explore the wonders of computing and information technology history. We are the group 6 and in this group we have Finez, Jr De Ramas. Next is Lacandazo. Second to the last is Pineda. And lastly myself, Jorell, Andrei, Finez. And we are the Technenovus. The first age is the pre-mechanical, others called it as the prehistorical period. This is the earliest period of information technology that has been invented and used by human beings, and it started from 3000 BC until 1450 AD. We mentioned that IT is all about communications, just like as the humans first started to make a message with the use of their ancient language and drawings and put into everything they see, such as the petroglyphs, which writings and figures carved in a rock, ideographs that symbols to represent ideas and concepts which have been used by the Mayan civilization, and also the cuneiform, which considered as the first true written language and the first real information system that makes sense towards the people of the current year. These achievements gave rise to our modern alphabet. Of course, humans have been invented paper and pens to cultivate their understanding of communication, just like what Sumerians do, which they use a stylus and wet clay. Egyptians made use of papyrus plants, and the Chinese created their version of paper with lapis. Those leads early civilizations to create the first numbering system, with Egyptians wrote a vertical lines for their numbers 1 to 9, the letter U or 0 for 10, draw a coiled rope for the numbers 100, and a lotus blossom for 1000 digits. Through 875 AD, the idea of having a zero in number was developed, and after all these ideas of numbering system, this can be problematic and complicated for early people back then, and that is why they created their first calculator to help them out with their dilemma in numbers, and this is widely known as the abacus, which was the first mass-noted as adding machine that is invented in Babylonia and later on was popularized in China until now.
Now, for the mechanical era. The mechanical stage started from 1450 and lasted until 1840. The mechanical age is when we first start to see connections between our current technology and its ancestors. A lot of new technologies were developed in this era due to the explosion of interest in computation and information. Now, during this era, a lot of devices were invented, and here are some examples. First one is in 1614, where John Napier invented logs. Logs allows multiplication and division to be converted into addition and subtraction. Next is Wilhelm Schickard, who invented a device known as the mechanical calculator in 1623. Although the machine worked, it never developed past the prototype stage. And lastly is an automatic loom that was operated by a punch card, was created by Joseph Marie Jacquard in early 1800s. The punch cards was used in the Jacquard mechanism, served as the forerunner to today's computer programming.
The history of electrical computing device on 1950s looks very much complicated at one look, but we are still very grateful for its existence. Without their existence, we might not be able to have the modern computer that we are using nowadays. So here are some examples of the devices that rose on the 1950s. The very first would be the ERA 1101. It was designed by ERA and built by Remington Rand. It is said to be intended for high-speed computing and stored 1 million bits on its magnetic drum memory. One of the earliest magnetic storage and the technology. Now, let's talk about the magnetic drum memory. It's used to store information on the outside of a rotating cylinder coated with ferromagnetic material, and it is circled by read or write heads in fixed positions. For my last example, it would be Univac 1. It is the first commercial computer used to attract public attention. Later, Remington sold 46 pieces of Univac 1 for more than 1 million each. Can you imagine how expensive it was?
Electronic period. This period is the last period in ICT history. It started in the 1940s and continues up to the present. The highlight of this period is focused on the advent of solid-state devices and electronic devices. The four main events found in this period are the late vacuum tubes period, the transistors period, the integrated circuits period, and the computer processors period. The first period, the electronic numerical integrator and computer, or the ENIAC, was the first high-speed digital computer capable of being reprogrammed to solve a full range of computing problems. This computer was designed to be used by the US Army for artillery firing tables. Transistors, which is the second period. The invention of the transistor, which has had a profound impact on the electronics industry, was first developed in 1948. Transistors transformed the world of electronics and had a huge impact on computer design. Transistors made of semiconductors replaced tubes in the construction of computer. Third period, the integrated circuits. Its core functions is to reduce the surface area required to permit the movement of electricity through computer components. It serves as a crucial function in the history of scientific inventions and the advancement of technology as a whole. Lastly, the computer processor. Intel, with the help of Ted Hoff, introduced the world's first microprocessor, the Intel 4004, on November 15, 1971. The 4004 had 2,300 transistors that performed 60,000 OPS, or operation per second. It provides the instructions and processing power the computer needs to do its work.
So we have now come to the end of our presentation. You learned everything started with simpler and smallest things that humans can use in their lives that later years have been innovated and by humans themselves as their knowledge is growing technology until now. Again, we are the Group 6 and this is our video presentation of the 4 basic periods of computing. Goodbye everyone!